Okay, good morning, dear students. This tube is a guide answer for a cheat sheet, and this is the geometry sheet. I hope that this tube will be useful for you, inshallah, in studying. Number one, it says ABC is a right angle triangle at C, so you must draw a right angle triangle. This is number one. I'm gonna draw right angle triangles. This is 90, for example. Right angle triangle at C, so this is C, and this is A, this is B. You must draw something like this when you face a question such that. BC, it's 5, this is 5 centimeters, and AB, it's 13. And the question asked me to get measure angle A. Okay, you must label the size to get the measure of the angle. No need to get AC. I have CB, which is the opposite, and I have AB, which is the hypotenuse. So I'm gonna use the sine rule. So measure angle A, or A equals shift sine, or sine to the power -1, 5 over 13. And the answer, maybe it's 22 degrees and 37 minutes, 11.51 seconds. Okay, for question number 2, again it's ABC, right angle triangle at C. So I'm gonna write another right angle triangle. This is C, this is A. I think this triangle is better than the last one. BC, it's 5, this is 5, and measure angle A, this is this angle of measure 50 degrees. And the question asked me to get AB. Okay, you must label the side. This is the opposite, and this is the hypotenuse. So I'm gonna use the sine rule. The sine rule says that sine A equals CB over AB. Okay, angle A, it's 50 degrees, so sine 50 equals CB, which is 5 over AB. Okay, now I'm gonna get sine 50, and I have, I think, a calculator here. I'm looking for a calculator to get the length of AB. I'm gonna use make a cross multiplication to get AB. So AB will be equals 5 times 1 over sine 50. Most of students get sine 50 first, then do this operation, but I don't have a calculator now. The final answer will be 6.527 centimeters. Approximately, it's 6.5. Question number 3. It says ABC is a right angle triangle, and it doesn't say where is the right angle, but okay, so I'm gonna draw right angle triangle, and it says sine A equals sine B, and we have a rule: if sine of an angle equals cosine of another angle, so the sum of these two angles is 90, which means that A plus B equals 90. For sure, this will be A and this will be B, and measure angle C will be, it's 90 degrees, so the answer here is 90. I'm sorry I didn't close this. Okay. Okay, page exercise number 4. It says sine theta divided by tan theta. Okay, sine theta divided by tan theta. I have a rule for tan theta. You remember this rule? Yes, it's sine theta over cosine theta. And you studied in 4th primary that the operation divide, we change it to multiply and switch the second fraction upside down. So it will be sine theta over 1 multiplied by cosine theta over sine theta. And we can simplify these two sine theta. So here is will be 1 and here is will be 1. So 1 times cosine theta, it's cosine theta over 1. The answer is cosine theta. Okay, question number 5. For question number 5, I'm gonna do it here. This is number 5. It says 2 sine x equals sine 30 cosine 60 plus sine 30 sine 60. So 2 sine x equals. Now I'm gonna use my calculator to get sine 30 and cosine 60. Sine 30, it's half, multiplied by cosine 60, which is half, plus cosine 30, it's root 3 over 2, multiplied by sine 60, which is root 3 over 2. Okay, the final answer here is 2 sine x equals, do this only in one operation or in one step and your calculator, the answer is 1. We have 2 here, so we divide by 2 there, divide by 2 here, so sine x will be half. To get now the answer of x, so x equals sine to the power negative 1 half, which is 30 degrees. Okay, this question, sine x plus 5 equals 0.5. Simply, for number 6, I want to get the measure of this angle. So if you want to get the measure of angle, you do the reciprocal of the sine. So x plus 5 equals sine to the power negative 1, 0.5, which means that x plus 5 equals 30. So I'm gonna move 5 to the next side, and the answer will be such way x equals 30 minus 5, which is 25 degrees. Okay, if tan x equals 1 over root 3, what about tan 2x? This question was in I think 6th October exam last year. Tan x equals 1 over root 3, so I have to get first the angle x. I'm gonna use the calculator to get x. This is question number 7. So x equals tan to the power negative 1, 1 over root 3. Using calculator, the answer is 30 degrees. So I want to get now tan 2x. This x is 30, so 2 times 30 is 60, which means 2 tan 60. Tan 60 is root 3. Number 8, quarter x equals sine 30 cosine power 2 45 over tan power 2 60. I'm gonna do the right hand side. It's tan x equals in one step. So sine 30, it's half times cosine power 2 45, which is another half, and down it's 3. So quarter x equals 1 over 12. So divide by quarter, so x will be 1 over 3. Okay, question number 9. It says sine 71 degrees 12 minutes 13 seconds equals cosine space. And we said before that the sine equals cosine only when the sum of this angle and that angle is 90. So to get the measure of this one, I'm gonna subtract 90 minus 71 degrees 12 minutes 13 seconds, and the answer is 18 degrees 47 minutes and 47 seconds, I think. Number 10. Simply, it says sine m equals 1 over 6, then cosine m equals. We have two ways to answer this question. I'm going to use the simple way. Sine m equals 1 over 6. I want to get the measure of this angle. So m equals sine to the power negative 1 over 6. And when I get this angle, I'm gonna use it to find cosine m. So first you have to find sine power negative 1 over 6 and find the answer. This is the angle in degrees, and put it here. So and you find cosine m. And I have some answers here. It's root 35 over 6, or maybe 0.98. Okay, number 11. Tangent any angle. Tangent any angle, it means tan theta. This abbreviation for tangent, tan theta, equals space over space. So it's sine theta divided by cosine theta. This is the first rule. Or it's opposite length divided by adjacent. Okay. Now this is for analytic geometry. If A equals blah and B equals blah, then AB, this is the rule for the distance. Okay, number 12. AB, I'm gonna use the distance rule. It's 5 plus 3 to the power of 2 plus 1 minus 2 to the power of 2. And I'm gonna get the answer, which is, I think, root 65. Root 65, yes. Unit length. Are from the midpoint of AB, the rule of the midpoint, I'm going to add A plus B divided by 2, so 2 plus 1 over 2, comma, negative 3 plus 5 over 2. And the answer here will be 3 over 2 and 1. Number 13. It says C2 and 1 is the midpoint of AB. I'm going to draw something to help me for those who can't do such full question. C is the midpoint of AB, so this is A, this is B, and this is C. C, its order, it's 2 and 1, and the order of A, it's negative 4 and negative 1. I want to get B, so I'm gonna write B, it's X and Y, and use the rule. To get the order pair of C, I'm gonna add A plus B divided by 2. So X plus negative 4 over 2, comma, Y plus negative 1 over 2. The answer of these is the midpoint 2 and 1. This is 4. Strange 4. So the first here equals the first there, and the second here equals the second there, and I make something like this: x plus negative 4 over 2 equals 2, and make cross multiplication. So finally x will be 8, and here y plus negative 1 over 2 equals 1, and make cross multiplication, so y equals 3. So the order pair of B, it's 8 and 3. Okay, number 14. Number 14. For sure such question maybe come in the exam. It says that the distance between 2 points is 2 root 5. So 2 root 5 equals square root 1 minus 5 to the power of 2 plus, we have a headache of from these such questions, because we did many questions such that. So it's 2 root 5 equals square root, this will be 16 plus 6 minus x to the power of 2. And we square both sides, square this one and square this one, so the power 2 will cancel the square root, and when we make this on the calculator, 2 power 2 is 4 times 5, so it's 20 equals 16 plus 6 minus x to the power of 2. I move 16 to next side, so the answer is 4 equals 6 minus x to the power of 2. Okay, we make a square root, so we have two answers for this. Square root for 4, it's 2 or negative 2 equals 6 minus x, and here equals 6 minus x. We move 6 there and divide by negative 1. Finally, x will be 4. Something like this in first prep. Don't ask me about it, please, because fool thing, students ask me, you move 6 there, so how you get 4? Such fool questions I can't answer about it, because you are in third prep, not in first prep. X here also will be 8. So we have two answers for x is 4 and 8. Okay. The question here says A, B, C, and D are four collinear points. It means they are in the same straight lines, and AB equals BC equals CD, and A equals 1 and 3, C equals 5 and 1, then B equals and D equals. Okay, I'm gonna draw this. I have A, B, C, and D, and the question says that AB, this one, equals BC equals CD. A, it's 1 and 3, and C, it's 5 and 1. And I want to get B and want to get D. B simply is the midpoint of AC. So to get the order pair of B equals, I'm going to add A plus C over 2. And the question will be 3 and 2. This is B. This is B, 3 and 2. But D, it's not a midpoint. The midpoint is C. C is the midpoint of BD. So I'm gonna put D as X and Y. And I have C equals B plus D over 2. I have C, which is 5 and 1, equals 3 plus X over 2, and 2 plus Y over 2. And then we get X, and we get Y. And we did something like this before, so let me do it in steps. 5 will be equals 3 plus x over 2, so x is 7, and 1 equals 2y plus 2, so y is 0. Question number 2 says ABC is an isosceles triangle. AB equals AC equals 8, measure angle A equals 40. Find the surface area of triangle ABC to the nearest two decimal places. I have to draw something like this, and you must use a ruler. I don't have a ruler here, but you must use a ruler to draw an isosceles triangle A, B, I'm sorry, A, and this is B, C. And the measure of angle A, it's 40 degrees. And this is 8, this is 8. I want to get the surface area of the triangle. Surface area of the triangle, equals half times base times height. And this is the base. And where's the height? I'm going to draw the height. It's a perpendicular line. I'm going to name this point as D. And remember a rule that if we draw a line from the vertex of isosceles triangle and perpendicular to the base, it will be bisect the vertex. So this will be 20, and this will be 20. So I have triangle ADB. I have 8, and I have this angle. I want to get BD. If I get BD, I can get BC. Okay, you must label the sides. This is opposite, and this is hypotenuse. So let's get BD, or use a rule. We know that sine A equals DB over AB. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not A, it's angle DAB, which is 20 degrees. So sine 20 equals dB over 8. And we have to get sine 20 and use cross multiplication to get dB. So I'm gonna get dB and tell you the answer now. Just dB dB. I don't have a calculator, and this is a big problem for me. I don't have a calculator. So dB will be 2.74, yes, centimeters, which means that BC, it's doubling dB, multiply 2.74 by 2, which is 5.48. Okay, I get BC, which is the base, and the base is 5.48 or 5.5. I want to get AD. I'm gonna use Pythagoras rule to get AD. AD to the power of 2 equals 8 to the power of 2 minus dB, and dB it's 2.74 to the power of 2. So AD to the power of 2 equals 56.71, and when I use a square root to get this one, the answer will be 7.5, I think, centimeters. I don't know. I took a look to the answers. I don't see any steps. Some students don't write steps. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, I want to get the area now. So the area, actually, I'm sorry. The area, it's half times base times height. Half times, and the base, we say that the base is BC, it's 5.48 times 7.5, so the area equals 20.57 centimeters squared, or not centimeters squared, because we don't have centimeters. Yes, we have centimeters, so I'm gonna write here centimeters squared. The last question, prove that A, B, and C are right vertices of right angle triangle and find the coordinate of point C, which makes ABC is a parallelogram. I changed the question, it's a parallelogram, I'm sorry. So to prove that a triangle is a right angle triangle, I'm gonna get three distance. I'm gonna get AB, BD, and AD. Okay, AB, it's 4 root 2 unit length, using the rule, the distance rule. And BD, it's 6 root 2 unit length. And finally, AD, it's 2 root 26 unit length. The second step, I'm gonna square each side, so AB power 2 equals 4 root 2 power 2, it's 32, and BD to the power of 2 equals 72, and AD to the power of 2 equals 104. This is the longest side. If the longest side equals the sum of these two sides, so this is a right angle triangle. If it's more than the sum of these two sides, it's an obtuse angle triangle. If it's smaller than So it's acute angle triangle, but we have that 104 equals 32 plus 72. So ABD is right angled triangle. Okay, the second part of the question, I'm sorry, is find the coordinate of point C, which makes A, B, C, D. It's a parallelogram. I'm gonna draw it here, A, B, C, and this is D. I have A, it's 6 and 0. B, it's 2 and -4. And D, it's -4 and 2. I want to get C, which is X and Y. We did such questions before. The diagonals in the parallelogram bisect each other, so I'm gonna find the midpoint of BD, which is this M will it is the midpoint of AC also. So C equals B plus D over 2. So C equals, I'm gonna find now the midpoint. Few students did such questions. I'm gonna add 2 plus -4 over 2, which is -1, and 2 plus -4 over 2, it's also -1. Sorry, it's not C, it's M. I'm sorry. This is M, -1 and -1. Now I want to get C. I got the midpoint of BD, and this midpoint is the same midpoint of AC because the diagonals bisect each other. So this is M. Let's see, this is M. So let's get C now. M is the midpoint of AC, so M equals A plus C over 2, which means that -1 and -1 equals A plus C. It means 6 plus X over 2 and 0 plus Y over 2. Then we get X and we get Y. X here would be -8 and Y is -2. I hope that this tube will be useful for you inshallah in studying. Thank you very much and bye bye.